The only one I can think of is like a roster move that might have happened in old NIP was Get Red, right?
Yeah, he was close of going to Cloud9.
Cloud9, yeah. I think that's the only one that was like a pretty big one in terms of one of our core players and one of the best players in the world. We're so close of leaving and go to NA, which is...
I think maybe originally when the Cloud9 roster was gathered back then, there was some pretty crazy rumors. I also think the whole idea of Dupree to NIP and reuniting with the device would be some kind of pretty amazing love story.
Oof. I think the transfer that we could made on the past was S1mple and Flamie when we went to remove Taco and Phelps from the team on the MIBR.
It was a roster change that in my head probably didn't make much sense, but I think for at least for S1mple, but also Flamie at the time, they were in a kind of a loop with Navi that didn't really seem to be working out for them, and they at that time were the best performers.
I think that's the crazy story, how that would have changed the landscape, and also seeing how the Brazilians maybe would have stayed together with those three guys in the same core.
I think this would have been one of the craziest transfers ever.
Looking back at that, I think S1mple is really happy that he did not choose to do that, because I mean, with the way Navi is playing as of right now and how they have come together as a team throughout the last year and a half, I think he's very happy that it didn't really pull through.
For me, it was definitely the JW to NIP, a roster change that was very close to happening, but at the end of the day, we managed to convince him to stay, and it was probably a good move.
One of the more crazier transfers that didn't happen, I mean, I guess I can talk about this now because it's so long ago. It was around the era where NIP were starting to change the old roster. So Freiburg got out, got replaced by Res at the first play to do that. Draking actually joined earlier and replaced Pith. But at that time, I actually interviewed Guardian to join NIP at that point. I don't know if it's true. I know there was maybe some talks with S1mple even, but it was at that point, I think, like Navi was in shambles for like 3-4 months there, right? So a lot of teams were sort of poking them. But I actually interviewed Guardian to join NIP, which today feels like absolutely insane, right?